Hello friends, welcome to my channel, myself Parag Jambulkar. In last videos, we have seen different data structures in Java language. Also, we have seen collection framework. So basically collection framework is again a collection of different data structures. Now in this video, we will discuss about generics. Now from the name, you will come to know it is for generalization. You might be familiar with template concept in C++ language. In the same way, in Java language, we have generics. So, template in C++, similar to that, we have generics in Java language. Now, see what is the need. Suppose we have to define one function, and that function, suppose initially that function is working on integers, then we require a similar type of function, but that should work on characters. Again, I require some similar type of function, but that should work now on strings. Now for each data type, I have to write that function three times. At first time it should work on integers, then second time it should work on doubles, then third time it should work on string. So each time I have to write code for that particular function or method. So as we are increasing the number of statements in our program, it will take more time for compilation. Also, it will take more time for execution, and also it increases the complexity of our program. To avoid that, there is a concept called as generics in Java language. So to generalize that particular function or method, we have generic. So we can generalize function. Also, we can generalize class. So we'll see the examples so better you can understand properly. Now see, here we have defined one method called as show. Now see, the motive behind writing this method is first to print integer array, second time we have to print it double array, and third time we have to print it should print character array. Now see, in normal if you write any code, so for printing integer array we may need to write one function for integer for printing integer. Then we may need another function to print double values. Then we may need third function to print character values or character array. But to avoid that, we can manage it in single function or single method by using generics. Now see how to use generics with method. So before return type, just we have to mention this generic data type in angular bracket. So see here in angular bracket we have mentioned this E. E stands for generic type. Now see here also we have mentioned E. Here also we have mentioned E. So for one time it may act as an integer, for another time it may act as a double, for third time it may act as a string, another time may it act as a character. Now see how the type of this E is decided. It is based on when you are calling that particular function or method. So what is the type of that parameter? Based on that, the type of E is decided. For example, here we are calling the show method with the integer array. The int array is of type integer. Now second time we are calling the show method with double array. So double array it is of type double. And third time we are calling the show method with char array, and char array is of type character. So when you are calling that particular method, based on what is the type of that parameter, type of E is decided. Now see again, E is just a variable. Instead of E you can mention T, you can mention P, any variable you can mention. We will run this program, you will come to know. So we are compiling it, then we are running it. Now see, first time when you have called show method, at that time we have passed integer array, type was integer, and it has printed. It is an enhanced for loop. So enhanced for loop is printing the elements from this array. So we have passed integer array. So E stands for integer. So this is the array that we have passed. So it is input array is of type integer, as we have passed integer array now. and just we are printing the values here. Second time we are printing double array. So here we got double array. We have passed this double array here. So next time input array will be the double array, and we are printing the values from double array. Third time we are passing character array. So input array will be the character array. E stands for character, and we are printing the values from character array. Now see, here we have used single generic variable. Instead of that, you can use any number of generic variable. Means suppose see, I want to use two generic variable, I can use. If I want to use three generic variable, I can use. So I can use multiple generic variable. So if you are mentioning multiple generic variable, so also you have to pass those many arguments, or we have to define that T stands for what, R stands for what. So based on parameters, the type will be decided. Now see, this is how we have used generics for a method. So see, for this method we have used generics. Now this method is generalized. Sometimes it is used for integers, sometimes it is used for doubles, sometimes it is used for characters, even you can use for string. So we can use it for different data type. Now see, keep in mind, integer is a class, double is a class, character is a class. Suppose if we want to use it primitive data type, so we will get error. Just we'll check here. So we'll compile it. So we got error. So we cannot use generics with the primitive data types. Okay. Instead of that, just we have to define. We have to use this class. So integer is a class, double is a class, character is a class. Also again we'll check it. Okay, so it got compiled, and even it got run. So there was no error. So keep in mind, this is generics we have used for a method. One thing, here we are using classes. This integer, double, character, all these are the classes. We are not using primitive data type. And this is the okay. Whenever you are using generics for a method, so before return type, you have to mention that generic variable in angular bracket. The type of this generic variable is decided based on the type of the parameter that you are passing to this particular method. Instead of one generic variable, you can mention multiple generic variable like this. You can have two generic variable, you can have multiple generic variable. Okay, so this was about generic method. Now we have used here only for one method. In the same way, we can use generics for whole class. Look at this. Here we have defined one class sample, and there are two methods, add method, show method. Suppose I want to use generics, I want to generalize this whole class. So I can mention this class as a generic class. How to mention it? Look at this. After class, just you have to mention that you want to use it as a generic class. Here is a generic type. Similar to the generic method, here we have to use the generic variable. Again, here is a single generic variable is used, and that is enclosed in the angular bracket. If you want to use multiple generic variable, you can use. For example, C. Now this time there are two generic variable. Likewise, you can mention any number of generic variable. Okay, but as per our requirement, we are using only one generic variable for class. So we are making whole class as a generic class. Now see how the type of this E will be decided based on when you are creating the particular object. At that time, you have to mention for what E is standing for. Now see, for this sample class, I have created one object I, and here I have mentioned that E should stand for integer. So just after the class name in angular bracket, I have to mention the type. In the same way, here also I have mentioned after the class name, I have mentioned the type name. Again, next time I have created D object, and I want to mention this time generic type should be double. So after sample, there is a class name. I have mentioned double in angular bracket. In the same way, here also I have mentioned it. Okay. And now again third time I have created this object. Now I want to mention it for string. So here I am using for the string. So based on that, at the time of creation of that particular object, there we have to mention which type we want to use it. So look at this. For I, now it should be used as an integer. So I am passing 10. So 10 will be passed here. Now see E, first time this I object E will be act as an integer. So here we'll pass it. To add method I have passed 10, but E is of what? Integer type. Why integer? Because we have mentioned integer here. So E is now integer. So it will take E as the integer and it will do some operation. So it is basically whatever the value of E is there, that it is allocating to this E. And another method is show. So there just it is returning. So I am printing that value here. So we are printing the value what we are allocated before. So here we have passed 10 value. So that 10 value is added by this method, and then we are printing this value 10 here. So for that we are calling show method like this. So see, in previous example we have used generics for a method. Here we have used generics for a class. Now see, we can also use generics for the standard classes, but in Java library that classes should have defined with a generics type. For example, see, this is the example for vector. So for vector we are defined one variable and we are adding some values. So here we are adding values like this, Jan, for March, April and May. Suppose see, we will run it. Generic vector. So I have compiled. Now okay. So I got the output. Now see, instead of Feb, suppose I want to mention 10 and here I want to mention 20. Now see, we will run it. Okay, so see, initially we added string, then we added integer, third time we added integer, again string, string. So we can add any number of elements. But now we want to force it, we want to restrict this particular class for particular data type only. So suppose I want to restrict it to just for string. So I can do that. Now what I am doing, I want to putting restriction over the vector class that it should data type should be strings only. Now see, if I add it, now if I run this, I have compiled. Okay, so while compilation I got the error. Why? Because we are restricting for the string, but we are adding 10 that is integer, 20 as an integer like this. That's why we are getting the error. Now we will change this value to Feb and we are changing it to March. Now we will check it. So this time we didn't get any error, as we are restricting this vector class for strings only. If we change any, if you add any other value, we will get the error. The reason is that, see, if on Google, if we check vector, now check the official website for this. Here you will find this vector class is defined with a generic type E. Again, same way you can check for the other classes. So for example, see, array list. This is a class from generic type. We'll check in official website of Java language. Now look at this. Array list, again it is defined with generic type. You can also check hash table. We'll check on official website of Oracle. So see here there are two generic variables are there, k and v. So this standard data type they are also defined with the generic variable. So we can put restrictions over this standard data structure, and we can make some restriction that can be used for particular data type. Now see this I general summarize it. So generic methods, we can generalize a method. For that we have to define generic variable. So where you can use generic variable, just before the return type we can mention generic variable. Here is a single generic variable, we can mention multiple generic variable. Now how the type of this generic variable will be decided? Based on what type of parameter you are passing to that particular method. Based on that, the type of e will be decided. So here we have used generic variable as generics for a method. Then we can also use generic for a class. So here there are two methods. So we are applying generics for a particular class, whole class. So here we are mentioning generic variable. Here we have mentioned single generic variable. You can mention multiple generic variables, no problem. And how the type of this e will be decided? At the time of creation of object, here we have to mention. So this will be used for integer. So just after the class name we have to mention here. Just after the class name we have to mention it. So we are using generics for a class. We can also use for a standard or predefined classes in Java library. So suppose if, for example, vector, here we are restricting vector for strings variables or string elements only. So here we have mentioned string. So we can add only string element. If you add integers or doubles, you will get an error. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press bell icon so that you will get notifications of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.